Actually, I already mentioned this one before, but in task 8 we want to talk about how we modify the macros. So simply just open that macro, so select worksheet 7 and go to this macros, click it, then you have many choices. So let's say we want to modify this month macro, then instead of run, it's going to run that macro, click edit here, then it opens this Visual Basic for application window, and one of the choice is the subroutine titled month. And as you can see here, the code is very simple. It doesn't show what the cell we select. It doesn't matter, but whatever is activated, which means selected, right? Then in there we want to type the January, and starting from that active cell selected ones, we just use autofill, okay, and go up to this watch. So if we start with A1 and it should go to L1, we want to do exactly the same thing starting from the selected cell. Okay, that's the meaning here, and we're going to type. Okay, so after we finish it, just that much is selected because we didn't do anything after that. So that 12 cells must be selected at the end. Okay, that's the whole thing. So instead of that, let me choose this one. So it doesn't say anything about in our lecture note, but this is just typical way to modify our macro. In the previous macro, it says the range A1, the cell A1 is selected by that. Okay, so how about use that one? So let me just copy using Control C and go back here. So instead of active cells range like A1 to L1, I don't want that. How about paste that one? I want to select A1 or anything, right? So how about A2? And that's how you change it. You don't need to save it because it's automatically saved like this. So let me close it, and now look at here, this is my starting selection of cells. But please just imagine what will happen when we run that macro. When you run the macro, it's going to produce that all months here, and we are going to select the cell A2. That's what you're expecting. So let's do that. Control M is the shortcut for that macro, and like this, right? Do you remember previously when you run that macro, it's still selecting the whole line like this, right? But now it's not. So that's how we can modify any macro. Now still we need skills, all the commands and everything, but once again, like what I just used here, I don't remember anything about coding, but all I need is just to look at some codes, right? And I just kind of copy of certain parts of the code, and that's enough. So this is one of the good parts of this Visual Basic program.